Seeing what my mom, my aunt, and even most female neighbors went through in the hands of the men in their life, I more or less promised myself that I was not going to get married until I attained the highest height in my career, which was becoming a professor, because I was not ready to be any male's footmat. I want to thank God for deliverance from the spirit of feminism. I do not entirely know how this began, but I remember that I began to be more assertive toward or around the male folk. I would get really annoyed whenever it looked like they were trying to lord themselves over me. I would reject gifts from them, not only out of pride, but because I did not trust them. And this, I want to believe, stemmed from a movie I had seen where the guy, after trying to get the girl he had spent so much on to sleep with him and she refused, he demanded that she return every single thing he had bought for her. This and more, plus the non-existent relationship with my dad at the time, obliterated my perception of males. Seeing what my mom, my aunt, and even most female neighbors went through in the hands of the men in their life, I more or less promised myself that I was not going to get married until I attained the highest height in my career, which was becoming a professor, because I was not ready to be any male's footmat. I do not know how, but one day while we were fetching rainwater in the night, I mentioned my plans to be established before getting hitched to my mother. And trust mothers, she yelled at me, told me to take the words back, but I refused to. And she began to pray to God to forgive me. Even though a part of me was scared, I was still adamant. In JSS 1, I pummeled a boy who hit me because I refused his advances. When I was finally restrained from beating him further, he was shocked and expressed his shock with no restraint too. When I was finally restrained from beating him by the Sunday school teacher who came, the man was shocked that it was me when he recognized. I don't even know what came over me because the boy slapped me first, and after that, I cannot really remember, but I know that I saw him on the ground and me on top of him. When I gained admission into the University of Uyo, it wasn't, especially as I read books on war and what men would do to females during war, gender equality, inequality, patriarchy, and a lot of others. Shifting in for a male to sit on the edge of a seat during lectures became a struggle for me, as I would wonder and sometimes ask them why they could not sit in the middle. I would be upset whenever I boarded a vehicle and the males would sit with their legs apart, consuming so much space in the process, while I had to sit shriveled up like a piece of foam. When I walk with males and they try to walk close to the road, I would flare up. I remember giving a brother here a piece of my mind when I came newly and had to work with the amazing Christian girls housekeeping. And this brother was my marketing partner, and he had tried to shield me from the road. It got so bad that some of my male classmates began to call me a feminist. But funny enough, I would always deny being one. I would rather carry heavy loads myself than ask for help from a male. And when I see or come across females that ask males for help, I would always be disgusted at them. I would not leave 15 naira for a keke man, basically because he was a male. There are a lot more, but I picture that this paints the picture of how bad it was. When I was given a shepherd later on, she told me plainly that the characteristics I exhibited were those of a feminist. I was aghast at her bluntness, but I knew she was right. I tried to adjust, but males were just so annoying. Their ego irked me badly. The ladies' lounge and laugh meetings and most church meetings were sometimes weird for me, as pastor would emphasize on the matter of wives being submissive to their husbands. But I believe the Lord has been working on me through those teachings. Some months back, during the inheritance series, pastor rebuked the spirit of feminism, and I felt like a log. I did not know that I was even going to fall. And while on the floor, pastor rebuked the voices that tell us that we are failures, and I went wild again. Some days later, I went to listen to the audio again since I had dozed off during the meeting. I was in the bathroom when the prayer session began, and I reacted again. I am thanking God that since that time, it's been different. Different brothers at different times have commandeered me, and I'll either just smile or throw a jab back. It's still a struggle here and there, but I'm thanking God that the demonic influence over me has been removed, and now I have to be deliberate in my dealings with males. God be praised.
Thanks for watching. For more stories of God's transforming power as well as all the life-changing content, do check out the links in the description. Please do not forget to subscribe, like, turn on your notification bell, and share. God bless you.